Well, despite a 3-12 mark over the last 15 games, the Timberwolves are far from out of the Western Conference playoff race. They begin the night just 3 games back of Utah for 8th in the West and have an opportunity to make up ground with the Jazz in Minneapolis tonight.
Neto for Hayward, and Hayward the pass into the corner. They get a corner 3, and pretty good start out of Trey Lyles.
Played small forward at Kentucky just because he had to. Where was he going to play? I mean, there was no room for him to play really in the post very much, and so about as big as he is out there playing the small forward position.
Towns looks to answer. They were born 10 days apart. Karl Anthony Towns is actually 10 days younger than Trey Lyles, but just 10 days apart between their birthdays. Kevin Garnett.
Man, Ticket is just letting it fly now from that spot. One thing that characterizes this Utah Jazz team is they play hard. I mean, that's how they grind out and win games. Even though they've had injuries, they still continue to play hard for Quinn Snyder, who's done a nice job with his team.
Part of that has to come from Quinn, who really brings it out of his players. Gorgie Jang loaded up on the baseline.
That mid-range jump shot is just money for him, isn't it?
Burke has to launch one, and Booker comes down with an offensive rebound. Can't get it to go in, though. Rubio threads the needle to Wiggins, and Andrew skies for the exclamation point dunk.
You could say that again. He punctuated that one. He got it the eye. Adrian Payne gets another steal pressuring up. That's why I love the ball pressure. Great job, Adrian Payne. Ooh, my goodness.
Rubio feeds Levine, who couldn't finish.
He was getting ready to slam that home, too.
He was, and Payne finally does finish the offensive set. In a weird way, Trevor Booker falling down, I think, threw Zach Levine off and took away his takeoff area. Shot clock down to 1, and long 2 is away and good for Tayshaun. Underneath, Gorgie, a great feed from Rubio, and Gorgie able to do the rest. Prince back to Rubio, off the left wing for 3. We looked up the stats monitor and it was like Gorgie's got how many points? But it was all because Ricky was setting him up in such great position. That time Ricky uses the bounce pass to find Kevin Garnett.
Put a little English on that pass too.
Timberwolves have forced 17 turnovers. The bad news is Minnesota's only scored 10 points off the previous 16. Gorgie for 3.
What?
We saw Gorgie drop down some threes during the preseason. We've yet to see it in the regular season until right now. Towns.
I love the no hesitation.
I know, yeah, by the way, out of the timeout.
Kevin Garnett's in the game, and that's why.
As is Tayshaun Prince. And KG promptly drills the jumper. He's 4 of 5 from the field in the game. Long 3. Towns with rebound number 8.
Good screen by Kevin Garnett.
And then Rubio takes advantage to find Tayshaun Prince. Great team basketball there by the Wolves. Towns from the free throw line.
That's good. That is really good. The screen by Andrew Wiggins. A little bit of confusion right there for Utah. Karl Anthony Towns runs right into a sweet spot.
Tayshaun Prince.
What a pro. What a pro.
And Ricky Rubio has just matched the Wolves franchise record with 17 assists. Wiggins.
That's the way to extend the defense. Take 2 defenders away.
Ricky assists to himself for the triple.
It's exactly what you do when you're being double teamed in the post. You take those 2 defenders away from the basket and you pass out of it and you find an open shooter.
Ricky instead calls his own number and draws the foul. And there it is for Ricky. So he does indeed get his 4th double-double of the season. And that should do it. Timberwolves can dribble it out. And they will finally end the 4-game losing skid and pick up a big game in the standings over a Utah team that they are chasing potentially for that final seed in the Western Conference playoffs.